Hello, welcome to the St Kilda and Bayside Report. We are wrapping up July and we're getting ready for a big August.
We're getting ready for a big August,
2020.
Gary.
Yeah, how are you, Mr. Rosens?
Excellent.
What, you got something in your chin here? Have you
I cut myself shaving, Gary.
That's what happens when you rush in the morning, you see. It's not good.
I haven't cut myself shaving for, feels like a
You're
decade
an
almost.
early morning person. What time are you up in the morning? You're up very early, aren't
I've started to delay my wake-ups
What
now
time was
because,
it?
I would get up with a 6, my eyes would open, and I don't like to lie in bed. So as soon as I wake up, I like to just move
you?
into the
If you
day.
want a vibrant early morning agent, speak to him because he can.
But don't call me after
Exactly
7:30.
right, yeah. Then you go over to me,
Yeah.
the Night Stalker. Jim, we are now looking at a busy July.
Yes.
And I wonder why it's a busy July. It actually seems to be a lot going on. Is it just because all real estate agents are bound in Melbourne and not in Mykonos or Bali or down the caravan park or wherever agents take holidays usually this time of
It's
year?
got to be, Gary. I think everyone's at home, and what's funny, and it's not really funny, but it's more interesting, is that I'm meeting a lot of people that are moving out of their house because they've decided that COVID has taught them the space doesn't work, the kids are getting bigger, we're under each other's feet, we need to
work
move.
from home, all that sort
So
of
there's a
stuff.
lot of upsizing going on, I'm seeing,
Is that right?
especially with our marketplace.
Well, the market, and this is the thing that we've talked about on our other, sister show, GPTV.
I like to call it parent
Our
show,
parent
Gary.
show, fair enough, for GPT. It's fascinating, Jim, the fact that property prices have held on and have just held their ground strong. I mean, all of these misery that you read and you hear about and all this trouble, the market's still holding up strong. It's unbelievable.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
And over
figure.
the years, I seem to see that our market seems to be quite
Robust.
very robust,
Yeah.
Gary. It withstands a lot of stuff that happens
Battery.
around the world
Yeah.
and some negative people, local, some negative news reporting.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we
the
seem to be
GFC,
quite
we
robust.
talk about GFC.
Sailed through it. I wouldn't say we sailed, but we got through it.
Things were okay. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think the market's better now than it was, maybe 18 months ago when they had all the Royal Commission into the banks and whatever, and the money wasn't coming out freely.
It's better now than when those brilliant genius commentators were talking of a 30% decrease in value.
But there's always those guys. That guy he's like that guy you see in the movie saying, "Oh, the world's coming to an end." They get
doomsday
the
prophet.
Catastrophists, we call them.
I
they
call them
are
something else.
Is that right? But those guys are always hearing about those people but things still, they don't have much of a future, those guys, do they? They've got to hope things go south, and they seem not to be. Anyway, the market is holding up. That's the main message here. Let's talk about some of the results. So, Mr. Rosens, St Kilda Bayside expert that you are, what's hot right now? Let's give the viewers some insight. What is hot right now?
Well, other than COVID, Gary, because that is white hot at the moment. The weather's not hot, but I would say the apartment market is very much where we're seeing heaps of activity.
Yes.
Not only from sellers, but also buyer activity. And if you listen up over the next few minutes, you'll hear a lot of apartment sales. So whether they be 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, even 3-bedroom apartments, we are selling a lot of them currently. And that's that trend of people moving through the market. This is a time for where it appears people are upsizing significantly through the Bayside region, Gary.
It's interesting. You talk to people and you get their views about where the market's at, where it's going. And I think people think inevitably there is going to be a dip in the market and prices are going to come off. There seems to be a view about that. But equally, within the same breath or a set or two later, people also think things are going to recover and be better. So, ultimately for people upsizing, yes, maybe there'll be a time where they could make that change over a little bit less. But we don't know whether it's definitely going to happen. And we know ultimately prices are going to go up again. So if they look at their long range forecast, Jeremy, they're going to be better off making that upsize move or that upgrade move probably now if they can.
Very educational, Gary. Very valid points. Let's
confusing
whip
as well.
into the sales,
I'm not
Gary,
sure.
because
Shall
there's a
we?
few of them.
Hey, Goulet
And
Street.
we've actually had to chop it up a little bit.
We have. I've taken a knife to it.
Significantly,
Yeah,
Gary.
well, I
In
have
fact,
to.
have you left anything?
I've left a few. Look, we're talking about what's hot.
Yeah.
Who would have thought apartments in St Kilda East would start getting around $1 million, and they are. There's plenty of them that are getting that sort of price. And I'm talking about, I'm talking about some of the established ones, not necessarily the new ones. But here we are at 8 at 19 Goulet Street. Thought to get somewhere around that 8 to 880. Got $975,000. Lots of competition there. 1-bedroom apartments, hot, 20 to 11 Balaclava Road. I had the pleasure of doing that auction when the pre-auctions being stopped.
Are we allowed to actually?
And that was.
Have you checked whether we're allowed to do this without face masks?
Yeah, we're okay.
Because we're broadcasting.
Yeah, we're okay. It's part of our job.
Broadcasting.
People need to see our mouths working because there's people there that might be visually
All
impaired.
three of them
they want to
need to see our
they want to
mouths
hear.
working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
All three of them. 20.
Shout out to the 3 people that are watching.
Thank you. Thanks to his mum, my aunt, and and your son, I think, was
Yes,
daughter.
he
Which one
watches-
is it? Yeah.
No, he watches the parent one. He's quite the critique
Is
of
that right?
your TV show.
is
Not
that
happy
right?
with some recent events, but
Is
anyway,
that
we'll get
right?
to that later.
Wow, we can't please all generations. In fact, we're not
Well,
pleasing many
just
of
pleasing
them.
one would probably be a start,
A
Gary.
good start. 2011 Balaclava Road. That one-bedroom apartment, Gem, sold for $395,000.
Strong price, Gary.
Really strong as it would have ever been, more than it would have ever got at any time in any market. So
That's
there you
true,
go.
Gary.
GO2 at 126 Carlisle Street. Gem sold for $640,000.
Michael Jonas
Another
doing
one
the
over the
biz
range.
down there.
Yeah.
Second one that we've sold in that block, and that was competed for.
He
Actually,
does
yeah.
chip away, doesn't he, Michael Jonas, with the apartments
a
particularly
chipper.
doing well. 10 at 52 Clyde Street, St Kilda, sold for $590. Again, over the range.
Yep,
Another
strong
over the range
result. A couple of parties going for that as well.
Now, I've been having the pleasure of enjoying the company of your offsider, a right-hand man, rock
Yes.
and pillar, Daniel Mickmacher, and we've been selling together in Robe Street.
We have,
We've been
Gary.
hanging out in Robe Street together. There was a time where you could say that and get into trouble. Not anymore, because it's a great address, a prestigious
Gentrified,
street.
Gary.
Oh, yes, it has been. And 4 at 3 Robe Street, where the price range was $7 to $770, it was popular.
was.
Sold pre-auction, $850,000 in a great building,
Yep.
in a great
Beautiful
location.
building, Gary.
Well done to buyer and seller alike. 7 at 218 Elmer Road, sold for $590. Again, well over the range. You were involved
Gary,
in that one.
1 week of opens and we did the deal there. Is
that right? That
That's
was
all it
quick.
takes, Gary.
Speedy Gonzalez. Wasn't so quick to sell 72 Faulkner Street. Took a bit longer.
It wasn't,
but
Gary.
great result still. Sold.
Strong number, strong
Can't say
number.
exactly the price, but in the
think we'll say-
1.4s
I think we're
somewhere.
going to say in excess of 1.4.
Yeah, in excess
Good looking
of 1.4.
townhouse. that
Good
one.
looking townhouse, and we're selling properties across all the different price ranges, Jim. And we've got some offerings, some
We
quality
do,
offerings.
Gary.
as well.
We do.
Why don't you take us through some
Well,
of
there's
them?
a lot of apartments back on the market again, Gary.
Yes, good.
We've got one at apartment number 12 at number 20 Orange Grove in St Kilda East, or Balaclava. Hot little
Yeah,
spot there,
great
just
spot.
near the my
Buzz and Hum of
favourite
Carlisle Street.
Vietnamese restaurant down there,
Yep.
Saigon Straits. That's 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. That's going to sell in the early 4, so that is great buying, Gary. And Nikki Janover taking that one to the marketplace.
This weekend.
If you're not mistaken, Gary, 6 at 134 Inkerman Street, where you can just hop along straight up the road to our office and get a coffee. If we're out of coffee, you can go to Aldi across the road and go buy yourself some
Groceries.
Yes, you can buy groceries there too, Gary, as long as you're masked up and gloved up and all that sort of stuff. But that's going to auction also on the 2nd of August, Gary. Later on early in the month, that's also going to be in the early 4s there as well. There is an example of our Carnegie office working hand in hand with the St Kilda office, so Lior and Michael Jonas taking that one to the market.
Old buddies, old real estate buddies getting together again. Hey, Jem, what about that block of flats in Marriott Street? It is being re-auctioned.
It is being
with a new
re-auctioned, Gary,
price.
but we're holding that one back, Gary, before we make the announcement.
No, let people know.
When I say we were holding that back,
if you want a block of flats, speak to him or me.
this one is a ripper, Gary. Great,
Love it.
great
best.
block of 2-bedroom apartments, parking in a hot spot, Gary. Hot spot. That's
Just
going to be
there,
priced in the early $3 million, if I'm not
Good
mistaken,
opportunity
Gary.
for somebody. I mean,
Great
if you think about it,
It's
if you
just a
said to
land
someone,
bank.
if you said to someone, would you like a 2-bedroom apartment in East St Kilda or St Kilda for $350,000? Do you think you get a yes?
I'd tell you, Gary, that there's something wrong with
get
you
yes?
if you think you can buy an apartment for
Well,
that
we've got
much.
9 of them. How's that? 9 of them, all in the same block.
Doesn't get any better,
That is a
Gary.
good buy. So if you're watching this show and you know anyone that wants a great investment, tell them about that block. It's on the screen now.
And a
Marriott
good
Street.
return, Gary.
Great return, great block, great opportunity, golden
A
opportunity.
no-brainer, Gary.
Shall we move on?
Let's go and have a look at this 1-bedroom that we've got in at 93 Argyle Street. This is fully refurbished ground floor. Nice little courtyard garden off the bedroom, bathroom, open plan living. That one's a ripper, and some good-looking people live in that block. I did an open for inspection there, and I met some of the tenants. Wow. I'm looking forward to doing some more inspections
Bit of a Melrose
down there.
Place, is it? Bit of a Melrose Place scene there.
Yeah. Well,
If you remember that.
It feels like a very singlesy kind of hangout.
Is that right? Fair enough. Well, don't spend too much time there because
No,
you
I'm
know
not
what?
single.
If you don't want to slip over, you don't go to slippery places. You don't get in trouble. Now, behave yourself,
Yes.
Mr. Roses. Like
That
that
is some great
that's some
advice,
gold.
Gary.
There you
That's
go.
great
A
advice.
little bit of the old grey coming through there.
Yeah,
Jim.
coming through. It's coming through all right, Gary.
3 Cardigan Street, St Kilda East. This is a
Well,
great
by the time
moment.
this goes to air, Gary,
Could be all over.
there is a chance that we could have a big sold banner running across
Don't look
because
good, those sold
we're getting close.
Yep.
We're getting close there. That's a great home, though, Gary. Good parcel of land, good house as well, and a great position.
If not yet sold, pick up the phone, call them or
Call them or-
She'll tell you about.
Call Nikki. You can call anyone that you like that can get you through, but they're probably the main 2 ladies that can do that for you.
I would
Gary.
say so. I don't know if there's a lot more to go through. I think we could just sit here rambling about properties. And
We
start to
can,
get bored.
Gary, but I'll
People
tell you what
start
we
falling
can
asleep.
talk about, Gary. I can tell you that the numbers of people attending our one-on-one inspections, which we're now doing, they haven't seemed to have dropped off. There's still strong inquiry out there.
Yeah.
If you're a vendor at the moment, I can't see that there's been any better time. And I think for the buyers out there, as you say, with that long-term play, there's not going to be a lot of stock coming onto the market over the next few months. So whatever you see that's out there that ticks enough boxes, you should buy it and buy it now.
Snap it up.
Because this market is not going backwards like those doomsdayers will
No, it doesn't
make you
feel
think.
like it at all. And of course, now we've got a bit of a slowdown or cease of construction of new apartments as well, which is only going to drive demand even stronger to some of the established stuff that's out there, which is probably better than a lot of the new stuff anyway.
So demand
I might
is
say.
up and supply is down, Gary. That makes for a good marketplace.
It sure does. If you're thinking of selling, call us, call him, call me, and certainly call our St Kilda and Bayside office. I'm not sure there's much more to go through. I think we'll just
Gary,
wrap it
I
up right
reckon
there.
we just call it time.
Call it time. That's a big wrap on the St Kilda and Bayside report. We'll bring you more information and news as we do every month. We'll do it again next month with this man, Mr. Jeremy Rosens. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.